Welcome back to Founder Circle. Today, we're going to talk about imposter syndrome. So, guys, what does imposter syndrome sound like in your head? You.
Oh gosh. Well, imposter syndrome for me is just pretending to be something that I'm not. Like clearly I'm not a businesswoman and I'm pretending that I am. That is like imposter syndrome in my head. And I have definitely struggled with that for sure. Oh yeah, I am the boss. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's been
Yes.
kind of we've talked
We
about
talked
that
about this last night. I go, you are the boss. You need to stand up
in my power.
in
We
your
talk
power,
about that a lot.
please.
Stand up in my power.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely terrifying because again, I'm just like, who am I? Like, I am not this boss.
Mm-hmm.
But I am, and trying to just find my
Confidence.
voice. It's so hard.
Yeah.
It is so hard because I'm like, other people believe in me and trying to find the will to believe in myself that I can do this. I mean, clearly I have been. I've been doing it now, going on
You're
2
not an
years.
imposter. You are a businesswoman.
You're a successful businesswoman. Let's say that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It doesn't, sometimes it feels weird to even say that, but
Mm-hmm.
it's been hard to try and get out of my own head.
I think it's hard when you start as one thing in life and you switch gears, switch roles,
100%.
because then it's hard to like retrain your brain. Like, no, this is who I am now.
Yeah.
You know, and you do have to fake it till you make it, right?
Right.
And then
Right. Yeah.
so you believe it yourself.
For so many years, it was, for me, it's my family's business. It was never my own business. And I really didn't have a voice. And now that I have a voice, it's still trying to retrain your brain that, no, I have the voice. I make the decisions, and trying to be like, well, I can't blame anybody if it goes if it goes wrong. So
Yeah.
I have myself to blame, and then you just spiral after that.
Girl, I watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to make jewelry. I've never made jewelry. I didn't go to school for it. I'm like, let me know. I don't know how to knot this. I don't know how to do this. I don't know what kind of string to use. There's so much
Ugh,
good content out there.
You can learn anything on YouTube.
Yeah. Actually, one night I had a dream. This was, I want to say a year ago. And I'm like, I need to do this permanent jewelry. I have no idea. I don't even know. It was really scary to me. And I actually found like some amazing women who do it. And I watched them. And then they recommended some equipment. And then I did my review and I bought it. I went on a limb. It's not cheap, by the way.
No.
Yeah, the machine's not.
The machine is pretty darn expensive. And then gold. Gold is very expensive because you have to use really good quality. Permanent jewelry, guess what? It's permanently, well, you can take it off eventually, but it's you have to have it on all the time. So yes, a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of trial and error around what kind of string. You know, the string on the bracelets, I've used many different kinds of string. After so many people say, oh, it broke. Found the right one. So it's a lot of research, but yeah, who am I? I'm not a jewelry maker. I'm lots of other things.
You weren't.
But now I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to, again, stand up in my power of, I make really cool jewelry,
Yeah.
and it's hard to do that. What about you?
I've done art my whole life, but there's obviously different mediums. So like I got my bachelor's degree in photography with a minor in management. I've painted my whole life. And then I used to sing, and then here comes tattooing, which is like kind of a combination of all of those things. And originally I thought I can't tattoo because it's all tracing. Like you put a stencil on and then you just do it. Dumb. I obviously didn't know. There was so much I didn't know about the industry and actually applying a tattoo. And when I started getting tattooed, I got really interested in that whole process. And I was like, a lot of my life, I've looked at others and been like, if they can do it, I can do it. I think that first started with my bat mitzvah. I was like, if all my friends can stand up in front of all of their friends and read from this Torah, I can do that. And then it was getting my learner's permit, getting my license, buying my first home, starting a business, having kids. I'm like, if all these people, it's just what I tell myself, all these people can do it, why can't I do it? YouTube is also very helpful for certain things. The person who was technically teaching me to tattoo only got to a certain place and I wanted to go further. So in order to do that, I just took it upon myself to watch other artists, look at YouTube videos, and lots of trial and error with people who trusted me. Or they were like, you know what, if you fuck up, it's okay. Whatever. And I'm like, this is permanent. Like, why are you, what? You're trusting me. And, they knew my art background, and you just got more and more confident the more you went. And now in August, it'll be 11 years of tattooing and 4.5 years of being a business owner. And it's still wild to me when people come in and they're like, I've been following you for years, which sounds creepy initially. I'm like, you've been following me, but they mean online, obviously. And I feel a bit like or like if I get stopped like at the Grove or something, like wearing my sweatshirt for my business, they're like, I've heard of that place. Like, I love that place.
Does it feel surreal?
I'm like, you
Like
guys
you
don't,
made it.
I'm like, you guys don't even know I'm not even that cool. That's what I always want to say. I'm like, I'm not that cool. I'm so boring. Like, I just tattoo and like go home to my kids or go to Disneyland. But maybe there's something to it. Maybe I'm a little cool.
You're a little
You are so cool.
You're cool.
That's what Danielle and Lily and I were like, Summer's so cool. Can't believe she wants to be friends with us.
Just vibe. It just, going with the flow. I think once you like hit a certain age too, and like and a certain year in your career, you're just like comfortable and but still also like looking for the next thing that's gonna, like you were talking about jewelry, like what's the new trend? What's the new, like that's always ongoing. But once you're confident like in your craft or in your career, it becomes less of an imposter.
There's a saying, I don't know if it's not a saying, but it's like a fact, like so many hours you put in. Is it 10,000 hours?
Yeah, it makes you like a pro
Like
or
expert at something.
Yeah.
And I
I've
think
never heard that.
yeah, it's like you have to do something for 10,000 hours
Yeah.
before you are like an expert, which
Or like
is
a master.
a master of your craft or
Yeah.
whatever. And I think it's really about like what time you put in is what you
1
get out of
million
it.
beads
Yes.
on a then you're a master.
How many
1 million.
Hulu shows have you add that up? It's probably
Oh,
10,000 hours, right?
Ask me anything.
But I feel like
about
the
any
more
show.
you do something, the more you practice something, the more you put into it, the more you're confident in yourself. And then it becomes like another language, right? You can do it without even thinking, right?
Yeah.
You can make coffee without thinking. You can be without thinking. You can tattoo without thinking because you've put in the hours. You have to just put it in. You have to put the work in.
We always say at the shop that when you're not thinking is when you steam the best team milk. It's like when you completely disassociate, when you're not really focusing on doing your very best, that's kind of sad. I was like, oh, I disassociated. It's beautiful.
Yeah, overthinking is a vibe killer for sure.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have anybody to mentor me, really. I mean, like, I would say look to my husband a lot as,
Yeah, you
to
had
know.
encouragement.
Like, you know,
You can do it, honey.
yeah, he would do it, or he'd set it up and be like, take it off from there. I would say
Yeah.
he would have like mentored me a little bit. There are some people that I looked up to for how they run business, knowing that I fully can't do it the way that they do it, but it's kind of almost like a business model. But there's some people I would not look up to, but I'd be like, well, whatever you're doing, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
When I was DJing, that's, there was no YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And so I would go and listen to other DJs and do other things like that. But yeah, that was back in the day. And today the DJs there's all sorts of stuff online for that.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah, TikTok is like the new YouTube right now.
is it?
Yeah.
I feel like that's where I learned everything. And Pinterest was like my vice for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Because I did graphic design, I had business cards, logos, things like that. And for me, it was hard to just come up with an idea. And so I utilized Pinterest a lot, looking what other designers and other marketing people were doing. So I guess like in a sense, I had thousands of mentors because I used Pinterest and social media and YouTube as, my ideas. And then once you start watching enough, you start to come up with your own ideas, and then you kind of create your own style, and you piece together what you've learned from all these different people, and then you kind of create your own style. I'm sure it's the same with jewelry, right? You look at what other people are doing, and then you kind of create your own style.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm no longer in contact with the woman who basically like I begged to teach me the basics. you know, it's an unfortunate situation, but I will be forever grateful that
Mhm.
that someone said yes
Yeah.
to like at least opening that door, and then what I did with that open door was up to me,
Yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
So I was thankful for that opportunity and to learn kind of the basics, and then again learning what I like and didn't like about running a business.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think we all have to give ourselves a lot of credit, because I also just feel like this newer generation and having kids, so much is just handed, or like they want that instant gratification of like, oh, well, I just saw you do it. Like I can do it now, right?
Mhm.
Or, you know, like there's no commercials for anything anymore. Like we
Right.
had to sit through commercials.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These kids have it
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah.
And I want my kids to know that, I mean, there's natural talent, of course. Like my husband can pick up any instrument and play it. It's like
Yes.
annoyingly talented. Like, cool, good for you. That's not the real life, I feel like, all the time. And yeah, my kids are definitely gonna know, like, you do need to put in the time
Yeah.
and hours for whatever you want to do.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
You're totally right about it. We went through YouTube where it was like we watched 20, 30-minute videos. Now we're watching 2 to 3-minute videos,
or 10
sometimes less.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're learning like a whole thing, or you're seeing somebody doing their job in 10 to 30 seconds. It's not real.
What takes me 30 minutes to tattoo really is 11 years of experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I make it look easy because I've put
Because
in
you're
that
good
time.
at it.
Right.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, you tattoo very quickly. It's just it's not normal.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
As long as people are happy and it comes out good,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, another thing for me, because I didn't really have anybody help me,
Mhm.
I love to help other people.
Yeah.
And I feel that it's good for me to give back to someone else, because I was like, I wish I would have had somebody
Yeah.
who
Mhm.
wasn't threatened by the fact that I wanted
Mm.
to come into their coffee shop and just learn the basics and not take things from them other
Mhm.
than just knowledge of what they do and make it my own. So if anybody has asked me, which I've had a few people, I recently sat down with a girl who's looking to get a brick and mortar, sat down with her and just talked literally about what we're talking here, of what worked for me, what didn't work for me,
Mhm.
insurance and all the icky stuff and the permits. And we just talked about it. And she was grateful. But I would do that for anybody, you know,
Mhm.
who wants it. I had another customer who their dream is to open up a coffee shop in Salem, Massachusetts. And they were just like, can I play behind the bar? And I was like, yeah, like we'll teach you. Like it's my honor that you
Mhm.
wanted to come to me,
Yeah.
and I'll help you, because no one helped me. I want to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Similar. I get a lot of people reaching out to you being like, either how did you get started in the industry, or, you know, what made you want to open up your own shop? And like, I'm very transparent. I again, I love questions. So like ask away.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest too,
Yeah,
Mhm.
same.
you know?
There's
Same.
no reason to gatekeep, right?
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
Anybody asks me where I get my beans, where I get my supplies, where I get my pastries, I will tell anybody. I don't think
Yeah.
it's a secret, because also there are
Mhm.
other great businesses. You should enjoy them too.
Yeah.
But also, with people asking those questions and needing the help, and I want to help them, I need to filter out who's good and who's bad energy, you
Mm.
know,
Mhm.
because
You
some
just have to
people
feel
just
that.
want to,
Some people want to suck all the life out
Yeah.
of you
and
versus it being a mutual
yeah,
relationship.
Take
yeah. So
advantage.
just trying to take respect in
Totally.
that.
I will sit down with anyone. People are always like, "Can you teach me how to do social media? Can you teach me how to do reels? What can I do to my business?" There's what would I gain from just keeping it to myself? Like I want to see people successful.
Yeah.
If you buy me a cup of coffee, I will sit with you and chat with you all
Yeah,
day.
of course. Yeah, because I mean, like, you ever see like TikTok video where it's like, can we skip to the good part? And
Mm.
then they're like,
Yeah.
oh, wait, it doesn't really work like that. Like, I feel like sometimes I think people don't understand how much work, like tattooing,
Mhm.
you know, social media. Social media takes a lot of
Takes
time.
a lot of
Takes a
editing
lot
and
of time
things,
to
and
do.
building a website can
Yeah.
take me sometimes up to a month.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and-
mean,
Paperwork for getting your taxes ready.
paperwork,
Yeah,
all that stuff.
Like
And like,
shipping. There's
like I
so much
literally
stuff.
wish I could push a button that says can and have it be done, because I'm so tired. I'm so
This is a
tired.
very real conversation. And I feel
Mhm.
like on social media right now, you don't hear or see the behind the scenes or the real stuff. You see like a finished product.
Mhm.
And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, cool, I could do that. And then, well, what is the saying? practice makes you better.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and being consistent.
Yeah.
I don't like to use the word perfect because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
No,
But
it doesn't.
Totally.
you just look, if you want something bad enough, you'll go for it and you'll do it and you'll put the time in.
Mm-hmm.
And you might complain and it might be hard at times, but if you just keep going, it'll work out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah. I think accountability is a big thing. At least myself, I like to definitely admit when I'll say it up when I fuck up. Like I don't want to hide and try and push it off to somebody else. I will
Yeah.
definitely own up to it, whether, it's anything. In life, personal and business, I do like to take accountability. Maybe I won't say sorry, but I will take accountability
Yeah.
for sure.
You don't have to say sorry.
you don't have to
No, you don't ever have to apologize. I hear you. Yeah.
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 But being open to it
Yeah.
and not taking it personally too.
It's hard. That's
It's a
hard.
hard one.
It's also really hard when you take that feedback and not to take it personally, but I do want to at least take accountability and be like, yeah, that happened. I did
Yeah.
that.
That's how you grow too. You can't add on new things. Like I just built 2 apps for 2 places, and there's kinks, and we're launched, and I'm like, it's gonna happen. Like we have to be able to make mistakes, learn, and grow from it, because then we'll never be able to take that next step in your business or your, passions and careers.
Yeah.
Sometimes I make stuff and it's not perfect and it breaks, and I say, show me where it broke so I can fix it and do it with, or maybe use another vendor, or, nothing's ever
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
What tools do you use to when you feel that self-doubt at all, or frustration? Let's say you have a really tough day or a tough client, or you just cannot make that person
Yeah.
satisfied.
I have one client, and she's wonderful. I love her very much. But I'll make a flyer. I have to make a flyer for a show, and she's like, "No," and I'm like, "That's the feedback you're gonna give me. No,
No notes.
no notes." She's like, "That's not it," and I'm like, "All right, back to the drawing board." I have nothing to work back with, and it gets super frustrating. And then when you get closer, like, "Oh, that's warmer. I like that. It's getting better." Still not helping me, and it's so frustrating. And then you get to that end result where they're so happy.
And it was the same as the beginning.
It's actually come really far, but I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I get it. I wish I was in your head and I could envision it. But that makes me doubt a lot, because when I don't have anything to work with, it's like, what am I doing wrong? I don't know how to fix it. And then I look back on the stuff that I've done before, and I see the work that I have out there, and it makes me feel proud. And I'm like, I know I can do good work, and I know it's out there. So I like to look back on the stuff I've done, and it gives me inspiration. It gives me confidence to keep moving forward.
I think most of us we have a support system.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
call sometimes I have my talk to Danielle
Yeah.
and Lily, who are with me, to be like, am I
You
help
need to
me?
reason it out. You need something
Yeah.
to reason it out
And then
with.
they can,
Yeah.
hold me accountable for things that
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
wrong. Matt helps too. I also do nervous system resets a lot. Sometimes I go into my car and just those deep breaths and try and center myself. And also trying to replay things in my head a little bit, just alone, and just trying to remind myself of
Yeah.
how to get back to base.
Yeah, I love it. I get messages all the time on my DM. They're like, "Oh, I saw this and I want this and great job." And you have to remind yourself that there's good.
Yeah. Those little compliments
little
go
compliments.
such a
Yeah,
long
try and focus on those little compliments versus the ones
Yeah.
that are.
Where
So
you
I have
focus
a
the
hard.
energy
Yeah.
goes.
I have a hard time focusing on those negative ones. I'll fester on them for days, but then
Don't give them your power.
I know,
Yeah.
I know, I know.
One. Because when we're hurt, it makes more of an impact in our brains than joy sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy
Yeah.
because I'll have way more interactions that are amazing that I think about, but the negative ones pop in my head a lot.
100
Yes.
positive reviews and 1 negative. And, it's
And I'm like,
dang,
oh,
that one.
right there,
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you got to go back and read the positive ones.
Yeah. Then, I'll talk to a million people in the shop who love everything. And then I focus on that one person who was nasty to me.
And that person, usually is like that all of the time.
Yeah. Or
Right? They're a
Love it
negative
for them.
person, right?
Yeah.
Like this isn't a you problem, it's a them
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
But sometimes it takes time to get there.
Right.
Well, hurt people.
100%. 100%. They find joy in bringing other people down. Like that is like their life goal. And that's why like Yelp was developed, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like most people go on Yelp when they're angry or they've had a bad experience.
Yeah.
How often do we go to a place we never think, that was great, I should go to Yelp? Like we don't ever think about
I actually do
doing
that. I'm a
Good.
Yelper.
That's good.
And I always write good reviews. It's very rare that I write bad reviews.
That's great.
Yeah.
And those reviews make and break businesses.
Yeah. And some people
I've
I don't
never written a bad review.
I don't think people understand what it does because I cannot stand Yelp at all, but I don't think
I
people
should probably check Yelp after today. I haven't been
I don't
on it
think
in a
people
while.
understand like when they get on there because like someone will give me a 1-star review because they didn't even try a drink and they just didn't like the vibe and how detrimental it actually is. Like
I
they
know.
have
I got a
no
1-star
idea.
review from someone being like, I couldn't figure out how to make an appointment.
1-star.
So you left a 1-star review because you don't know how to use the internet or like click a button?
And then how it like changes like all your stars because
Everything.
one thing throws all the numbers off.
I do hope though that people do actually read
Right.
what's on there.
That's why it's important to respond. Like, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, you know,
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
you know, I appreciate that. I wish you would have come to me first versus giving me a bad review because it does
Yeah.
affect my business, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One bad review, you're not doing well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I say to myself.
You don't have haters, you haven't made it.
I know. I love that.
It's true. Yeah, when I was president of the Magnolia Park Merchants Association, there was like these like there was back when blogging was a
blogging. I
thing when
remember
everyone had a freaking opinion and they could just tell the world. There'd be these blog posts, call me all sorts of names or come attack my family, my life. I mean, that was a really, really hard time in my life because it wasn't coming at my work, it was coming at me.
Yeah, that's
and that
personal.
was really hurtful.
And when you own a business, that is you, right? Like, that's a part of you.
It was, I mean, the things that were said were so horrible. And they're just words to try to upset you. They're trying to like, you know what I mean?
To push buttons.
Yeah, 100%. I remember one store called me the greedy queen of Magnolia Park. The evil queen. It was like a whole line.
Put it on a shirt. It sounds cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I want to put the 3 goblins.
Yeah, the greedy queen of Magnolia Park. So, you know, you take it with a grain of salt. You see where it comes from, right? If it's coming from somebody that you admire or, you know, that's different. It is coming from people that are angry and you have to brush it off. It took me years. Like, even if I like made a mistake on an email and I spelled something wrong and someone like emailed me back to correct it, I would like die inside.
Yeah.
That I made a mistake. And now I'm like, oh, well, life goes on.
Yeah, I was
Sorry
so
that made a
sensitive
damper in your day.
before. Like with critiques, so sensitive. And now I'm like, okay.
Yeah. You have to get them because you have to build that layer of your skin, you know, and the confidence and realize that the world goes on, your business goes on.
That's how we overcome our imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
If imposter syndrome is whispering in your ear, you don't have to feel ready to be ready.